What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back once again, and we're going to be talking about some more Star Wars. We're going to be talking about the Rise of Skywalker, the good and the bad. Now, guys, this is assuming you guys have seen the movie. If you guys don't care about spoilers, or if you do care about spoilers, then we are definitely going to be talking about that. So I do recommend you click off the video. But if you do not mind spoilers, do not mind anything that has to do with this movie, then go ahead and stick around. But we're going to go ahead and get and talk about this right now. Now, again, before anybody roasts me, before anybody says, "Oh, well, you don't know what you're talking about," let me tell you guys something. Um, this movie fixed a lot of issues we had with Last Jedi. Now, was there issues with the entire prequels? Yes, there is. But at the same time, they did so much in this movie, they could have done more, but unfortunately they did not. They did not have the time, they did not put it in. Like for instance, a lot of things that they fixed that I do understand that they finally fixed was, in a way, they fixed the issue with, let's say, the biggest question, or one of the biggest questions: how did Leia use the Force to pull from space and go into the ship? We figured that was just an ass pull, but now we finally got to figure out, again, spoilers if you guys have not seen the movie, Luke trained Leia, so we now understand that yes, she became a Jedi, but at the same time she stopped being a Jedi due to wanting to raise her son. She wanted to be a Jedi, but at the same time she did not want to become a Jedi, from what it looked like. But again, don't know how long it was when they were training, because again, we do see a young version of Luke and Leia training. Anybody that is an original Star Wars fan would have loved to see that in some way of the movies, or it brought up, or something of those tales of it brought up. They did that, but at the same time there was bad with it. Due to the same time, I really wish they would have done something to where we would be able to see more of that. And then the issue where Luke threw his lightsaber over his shoulder, and then we could see where Rey goes back to R2, and then she tries to throw, Anakin / Luke's lightsaber in the fire, and Luke just grabs it as a Force ghost. He says a lightsaber should be handled with more respect than that. So they fixed that, and that was a major issue I know a lot of people had as well. I did too. They fixed that. They also made Luke understand, that he was wrong for abandoning the universe like he did, and he needed everybody that needed him was there. And I honestly do believe that. I firmly believe that there was a lot of issues with the previous movie, and they fixed this. But at the same time, they could have done more with Luke's character if they would have done something in episode 2. Like if Abrams did this one, in episode 8 and 8, 9, and even 7, then there would have been no issues. I mean, 7 and 9 are his, but at the same time, he should have done episode 8. That's just hands down my opinion. But they also fixed the issue where, again, we understand why Rey is so powerful. And I'm going to say, she's a Mary Sue. She is. And they just, and the reason why I say that is because they don't have you understand why she's so powerful till the very end. And she's had barely no training, and then she beats Kylo twice in a duel, and then at this last one he beats her. Obviously he's somehow more powerful than her, and the power scaling I'm not going to go into. I do not like going power scaling, but they show that, and they do fix that to a certain degree, basically explaining, oh, she's Palpatine's granddaughter, that's how come she's so powerful, explaining why her parents were not nobodies. They were trying to save her from Palpatine so that way he could use her to influence her, which is good, and I do like that. There was also with still seeing Carrie Fisher in there. The CGI they did was absolutely amazing, making it look like her. It was just absolutely incredible the way they did that. The other things that was good about the film was it wrapping up the Skywalkers in a certain manner. Them bringing back Palpatine. The issues I had with it, and it was good seeing Palpatine again, but did it mess with Anakin's original arc? I gotta say yes and I gotta say no, because they say in the movie where she's hearing all the Jedi speak to her, and you hear Anakin, Rey, bring balance to the Force like I did. It's like, dude, you didn't, You didn't. You brought like somewhat balance to what 30 years, and then the son of a bitch is still alive. So it's like, what do you want to say, man? They did retcon that. They also retconned how it was the rule of two, how basically what it was is that each Sith basically went inside the other somehow, shape, or form. Their essence, their spirit, their evilness, something. And I just wish that they would have gone more into that, and they didn't really show that much in the prequels or the originals or even with these. And it's just like, really? And I don't like that. And I really just wish they would have gone forced in that. But I did like seeing the Sith statues, the Sith loyalists that were in there with Palpatine. But as powerful as Palpatine is, he cannot just kill Rey and Kylo unless, again, that's how it was written. But at the same time, it's like, dude, you can take down a freaking fleet armada, pretty much, of rebels, and you can't kill two supposedly Jedi or former Sith Jedi, whatever. But I really was like, wow, really? For him to be so powerful and then him do the same move on Rey that he did to Mace Windu and then slash Luke Skywalker. Come on, that was just bull. I think that was an ass pull, I think. And then the other ass pull I think we had was, of course, Rey saying, "Oh, I'm a Skywalker." No, you're not a Skywalker. You could have just gone with Rey or Rey Palpatine or something. And that I don't think is right at all. I think, again, when they say the Rise of Skywalker, don't know if they are meaning about Rey, don't know if they're meaning about Luke and Leia, or about Luke, Leia, and Ben Solo. Don't know. I was really hoping they would do something to actually bring Ben back, and of course the death of his mother was what brought him back. At the same time, is Kylo Ren my favorite character? No. Again, I think there's a lot of issues with that character that, again, they were trying to address in this, that a lot of people, honestly, I don't know if it's Adam Driver or if it was the writing. I don't know. I don't feel like Kylo Ren was an all-out menace. I really don't think so. I mean, was he a cool character? To a certain degree, yes. But at the same time, he wasn't like Vader, or he wasn't like Darth Maul, or someone mysterious where you wondered what his story was, and then you figure out a story and it's like, really? And I think that's what kind of disappointed me. And I really wish they would have gone further in his story, like more darker than what they were supposedly going to try to do. And I don't know, guys. I really don't know how to feel about that. And at the same time, they also were showing about the Wayfinders for finding Sith, and it was like, oh, now we know what Sith Homeworld is. And it took us how long to figure that out? And then at the same time, we also got to see with Palpatine, somehow, again, he survived. And it's like, I would love to know how they survived. Again, I would love to know how he survived. But again, I don't think they didn't put that in the movie. There was just so much in this movie that they had so many chances to fix. And as a lot of people that I've been listening to a lot of reviews. There's a lot of mixed reviews. The fandom is divided. The fandom is heavily divided, and that is true. I mean, all those Kylo Ren fans, guys, you're entitled. This is the way I look at it. If you hate Rise of Skywalker, okay. You love it, okay. You like Last Jedi, okay. You don't like Last Jedi, okay, that's fine. I mean, guys, I'm just saying my opinion, but is Rise of Skywalker, out of my opinion, the worst Star Wars film ever? Did it mess up my childhood? Is it disrespectful to George Lucas? No, I don't think so. But was there issues? Yes, there was issues. You cannot just sit there and say, you can't watch the entirety of this movie, and you can't tell me there was not a single issue with that movie. There ain't nobody on this earth, I don't care. You get all these critics out there that do not know their ass from a hole in the ground when they critic a movie. They want to pull apart a good movie or a very good movie and then say shit. Then they want to give a movie that's shit, that sucks, bad actors, bad writing, bad story, bad action scenes, bad setting, everything, CGI, I can go on. And they want to praise it. And it really pisses me off with these ones like Rotten Tomatoes and all these other ones that think, oh, I'm such a good movie critic. Dude, no the fuck you're not. So get out of here. You're not that good of a critic. You are a punk. that somehow got to get this job. Now, again, I'm not trying to dog anybody, but at the same time, you don't know what you're talking about unless you are a Star Wars fan. I mean, am I, the only OG Star Wars fan? No. Do I know everything about Star Wars? No, I do not. But at the same time, I know exactly what I'm talking about, where I know I can sit in a movie and I can sit there and I can go, I can go from a creative standpoint, I can go from a fan standpoint, I can go from a third person point of view, I can go from an actor point of view, I can go from a writing point of view. Because of how much I am invested with the type of career that I'm wanting to do within the entertainment industry. So I do firmly believe that there was issues. Now again, was this perfect? No, it was not. But there was other things in this movie I'm glad that they fixed. With Last Jedi, like with Luke. Why did Leia all of a sudden have Force abilities? And then also, I said in my review that, I was so like, oh man, is Fane gonna declare his love for Rey? And he didn't. It was to where he was going to inform her that he believes he's Force sensitive. And now that I can firmly believe, due to how he was with the lightsaber in the first film, and then also how he was connected to Rey, I guess, to the Force, as well as also with him trying to be a leader and him being very connected due to other things as well. And also to the fact of it being, there was, I believe, maybe he has potential to be a Jedi. That's up for debate. And also at the same time, I'm glad that they did not, try to hook them up, because again, I'm like, really? Because honestly, whether you try to put him with Rey or Rey with Kylo, it was just unnecessary. It was really unnecessary. Like, what was it going to do for the story? Nothing. That's just my opinion. Also, I firmly believe that they should have shown Anakin. They should have shown Hayden Christensen. They should have shown him. They should have shown Luke or something. One of them, I would have loved to see them go up against Palpatine with Rey and Ben and somehow try to fix the issue, as well as also try to fix it. And then Luke gives himself up to protect them, or gives his life up. And at the same time, there was a lot of issues with that fight, because all of a sudden now Rey has a boost. Nah, that just was more crazy. And then at the same time, that I firmly believe that we should have seen more out of Kylo fighting the Knights of Ren, for instance. I wish we could have seen more Knights of Ren. I really wish. But at the same time, they didn't put enough Knights of Ren in this film to dive into it. Also, I firmly believe that, again, I would love to see Luke just go out protecting Rey or his nephew. I would have loved that. If Episode 8 was been different, then I could see, Luke saying, okay, time to finish what I started, or try, give himself up to protect, his Padawans, basically. Because technically, they are still Padawans, and I don't know if they reached knighthood or they reached master. I mean, maybe Rey got to be able to become a Jedi Knight, as well as Kylo in a certain way. And at the same time, with her reading all those books, she does have a lot of knowledge under her belt. She really does. And at the same time, I wish they would have gone into more detail about what exactly she learned through all those books on the light side of the Force. But then we also got to see where she activates a orange kyber crystal lightsaber. Don't know how she got it. Don't know what the hilt is. Obviously, I've heard people say it could have been something a mix between a lightsaber and her staff. That's not a bad idea. I like that idea. Again, don't know too much about the orange staff. May have to dive in a little deeper in that, as well as also because I know they put that in Jedi Fallen Order, so I'm going to have to dive in more in that as well as soon as I'm able to play the game, and then be able to dive in more for you guys and be able to give you guys more information about that type of kyber crystal. And at the same time, guys, it's a movie. I mean, yes, this means something to everybody, including myself. and it's I love Star Wars. I'm gonna love Star Wars no matter what, no matter if it's owned by George Lucas, no matter if it's owned by Disney, or even hell if Dave Filoni, if somehow he got the rights. I mean, I'm gonna follow Star Wars. I'm gonna critique Star Wars. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna support it any way I know how to. So it doesn't matter which side of the fence I'm on. I'm gonna call it out on BS. I'm gonna call out if it's good. I'm gonna call out if it's bad. You guys that are following me long enough should know that. But why now? But if you don't agree with me, then that's fine. You do agree with me, that's perfectly fine. But this movie, again, it was good, but at the same time, it has issues. I really wish that Abrams was able to get Episode 8 once again. I wish, again, was this the best conclusion of the entirety of the Skywalker franchise? No. To the prequels, yes. To Anakin's story, I think his story was just ended when he supposedly killed Palpatine, and that kind of pisses me off because, again, Anakin / Vader is pretty much close to my favorite character within Star Wars. And at the same time, I feel like they kind of just, oh, well, now she's, the so-called chosen one. No. Do I believe Rey's the chosen one? No. She basically was, again, another possibility of just however they wrote it. I mean, again, I'm not going to say, hey, I know what they were writing, because I don't. But at the same time, I think there could have been different writing. I would like to see, again, Luke or Anakin come back in Force Ghost form or something and fight Palpatine to give them an edge to help them, other than, talk through them. And it was just disappointing. I mean, it was cool hearing all the voices, through her and saying, I'm all the Jedi. That was kind of, and the same thing with, Palpatine saying, I am all the Sith. It's like, you pretty much just took everything from, you pretty much took a line almost from Avengers. And I kind of was listening to others, listening to that. And at the same time, I was really, really paying attention. And I was like, it could have been better. But at the same time, it was something. So, once again, guys, that is just the good and the bad of Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. So let me know what you guys think. What was the good and bad of the movie? I'd like to know. And again, do you like it? Do you dislike it? Have you seen the movie? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And this video will be uploading sometime this coming week. Don't know when, but it will be. So look on the horizon for it. More Star Wars videos coming in the future, and I'll see you guys in the very next one. If you guys enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are new, links down in the description below if you guys want to give me a follow on my social media links, and I'll be seeing you guys in the very next video.